boys and girls, are you proud to be British? No? Well, perhaps you'd feel less ashamed if you watched our sportsmen and women through the eyes of a quantum mechanic. You see, very small things like peas or dust are called quantum, and they behave in a very strange way. They seem to be everywhere, doing everything at once, until you look at them, and then they just look like peas and dust and stuff sitting there doing nothing. It's a bit like when you play red lights, green lights with your silly little friends, only peas and dust and stuff like that are what make up the building blocks of everything big in the universe too, and so the fact that they are messing about behind our backs means that everything is, even us, behind our own backs, which is quite confusing and not just for stupid little children. However, this would imply, for instance, that the England football team and Andy Murray only lost because we all insisted on watching them, and if we'd only followed the example of the match officials and not bothered to ever look at the disallowed goal, then it would have been locked in a permanent state of both in front and behind the line forever, thus rendering the match an infinite draw and everybody happy until the next two German goals were scored. But some other quantum mechanics believe that the England team being both rubbish and brilliant at the same time until observed on the telly is utter nonsense. They've devised an experiment that places the England team and Andy Murray inside a box that will or will not be filled with fatal radiation depending on the deterioration of one single pea or piece of dust or fluff or something. Since the pea or piece of dust or whatever is claimed to be existing in all states at once, whilst shut, unseen, inside the box, then the entire England team and Andy Murray must both be alive and horribly dead all at once, which, although amusing, is preposterous. The only explanation, therefore, is that there is a parallel universe in which the England team and Andy Murray is the opposite of whatever state we find them in upon reopening the box. Oh, they're all dead. Well, at least, theoretically, they're still alive somewhere in another universe. And perhaps even good too, if the number of the universes is infinite. This week I have spent a lot of time hiding in the cupboard under the stairs. In here, where I am observed by nobody, I could, theoretically, be anybody I want to be. But, more often than not, the reality is that I get hungry and feel quite uncomfortable. I also think there is a spider in here. Does a spider count as a conscious observer? And, if it does, then who's to say I'm not ruining his or her attempt at theoretically becoming somebody he or she isn't by hiding in a cupboard under the stairs?